How's it going, everyone? This is a video demo about contacts. So, what is a contact? A contact is basically anybody that you are doing business with, right? So, you may acquire leads either through like word of mouth, or maybe somebody submitted a contact form on your website, or you have a contact form on any of your social media where a potential client clicks on that contact form, they fill out their information, and that contact will actually be directly inserted into your CRM. Now, I can show you guys how to create a contact form. I won't do it in this video, but there is going to be another video that will cover how to actually create a contact form and how to embed it onto your website, or generate a link to include it into your Instagram, or any of your social media handles. So for this video, we're going to be just covering how to create a contact, cover the contact dashboard, and yeah, also how to import contacts. So there's a couple ways you can create a contact. You can go ahead and click on Add Contact right here. And this is the page that you see when you actually navigate to the contacts page. So if I'm on the home page, I go to the contacts page, and here we are. So I can either click Add Contact, or I can also click on this plus new button over here and create a contact from any page. So if I add a contact, I get this modal, and I can add, the first name, last name, email address, and it is required to add an email address for your contact. And then you can also optionally add a phone number. You can set contact statuses. So this will tell you if this will let you basically label things, or label contacts as either active or inactive, right? Active means that you are quote unquote actively working with this person or organization, and if they are marked as inactive, then you haven't really done a lot of business with them recently, so there's no need to really have them at the forefront of your contact list. We also have groups. You can add contacts to various groups, and you can think of these as like segments or tags or labels, right? You can label contacts, specifically in a certain group. And I'll cover how to actually create a group and how contact groups work in another video, but that's kind of like a brief overview. And then as you can see here, I can add a business name, an industry, any specialties, basically any information that would help you organize your contact, and also just have a really good understanding of every detail of your specific contact or client. You can add an address, add all of their social profiles, and then you can also add notes for specific contacts. So say that you met somebody and they're a potential lead, and you learn something about them, you can add a note about that. You can only create notes after you've actually created a contact, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So awesome, we've created a contact here. So one thing that I also want to show you now is you can actually click on either their first name, last name, or email to actually go into their contact dashboard. So think about this as like a a centralized location to just see all the details regarding that specific contact. So you can actually send your contact an email right through this page. So give it a subject, a name. You can even choose attachments, and upload attachments, and then you can send them an email. And the email chain will, I'll just do it right now. So once I send them an email, I'll see the conversation below, and you'll see replies. If your contact replies directly to your email, you'll see the reply here as well. As you can see here, delivery status notification failure. I mean, that makes sense because this email is not a real email. I'm just using fake data here. You can also create meetings directly with your contact. So if I give it a meeting, and I choose it to be a video call, and if you've directly integrated with your Google Workspace, and there's actually a video out here to show you how to do that. When you create a meeting and you set a date and time, and you create your meeting, it'll directly appear right in this list. It'll also show up in your calendar. which I'll kind of cover like what all those calendars are. But you see here, like I created a meeting, and by the way, all of these things are actually events from Google Calendar. So I've integrated with Google Calendar so I can see all my Google Calendar events as well as all of my TalleFlow events and vice versa. So if I go to my Google Calendar right now, I will actually see this meeting and it will have auto-generated a Google Meet link for me. So both the contact that I'm working with and myself will be able to join via that meeting link. I can also link a contact to a project. So why would I do this? Basically, any time that you work with, any lead or any client, you'll usually create a project, and and I have covered, how projects work in another video. But basically, your project is kind of like the central space, central hub for any sort of service or any sort of project, quote unquote, right? Not to use a circular definition, but let's consider an event, maybe that you're going to or you're working on a specific, like job. This is what a project is. So I can basically add, let's say I'm working on a wedding and this lead is a part of that wedding. I can add that person to the wedding, and now anything that I do with regards to like project work, the contact is going to be a part of that. And I'll cover, and I have covered what all of that means in a projects video. So definitely check that out if you want to get some more information and details. I can also see all the documents that I've sent a contact. So things like invoices, brochures, questionnaires, and I'll cover how to do all those things as well in a separate video. But this is just showing you that you can see all of those things in this one location as well. You can also track payments that you have sent or received from your contact right from this dashboard. There's actually a couple places you can do this, but this is just one of them. If you want to just have it, have a look at what's going on with this specific contact, you can do that. I can also create a note. So this person had a great vibe, right? So I can add a note. I can do a lot of cool things with this, right? Like I can format it however I want. I can make this a heading, or I can just make it, turn it into a body. But I can create this note, and I can create a bunch of different notes. I can pin notes, and so if a specific note is important to me, it's at the top. I can also edit the contact at any point as well by clicking on here, and I can delete the contact as well. Um, Awesome. So this pretty much covers contacts. I will show one more thing. Say that you are maybe moving from another CRM, or you have a list of your contacts that are on an Excel or something. You can also import your contacts from wherever other location that you have it, and TalleFlow will directly put this into your CRM. So I'm gonna actually show that right now. I have a list of contacts that I have imported. So TalleFlow will try to map your contacts, by basically assuming what each field actually means. So for example, if you downloaded a CSV and it has like this field or row or column rather, called contact ID, we don't have that as a column field, so it's not going to import it automatically. First name goes to first name, last name goes to last name, full name goes to full name, email, secondary email, we're not going to import that, phone number, right? So it's taking all of the stuff and it's predicting where it fits actually within like TalleFlow's contact, I guess, columns, right? So each of these are columns and they help you basically identify, various information about your contact. All right, so I was able to resolve all the fields. So this is company, so I think this actually goes to business. And awesome, so that worked out. So now I'm gonna be able to create 50 contacts. So I'm gonna import those. And boom, now all the contacts are in my CRM, which is awesome. Cool. And you can do some cool things here, like you can filter by, when you created your contact, when's the last time you actually talked to them. You can actually even group by certain things, and you can also export all your contacts as well by clicking on download. Awesome. So yeah, this is how contacts works in TalleFlow. You can import, down, export, and manage your contacts through the contact landing page, or contact dashboard rather. Add them to projects, and yeah, awesome. So this is basically a quick overview on how to do all these things. As always, if you have any questions, definitely let us know, and we would love to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.